All right, the hardest part of OCS. So there's two things I got written down. The hardest part for me was staying healthy. I think would be it's not like I was constantly dealing with injury at all. It's actually the opposite. So I wasn't dealing with injury, and the reason I wasn't was because every night I would roll out like your shins, your calves, roll that stuff out because at nighttime you're gonna be so tired and be like, oh, I just want to go to bed. And then you wake up in the morning, your calves are sore, and you can't do anything about it because you got to go run or PT in the morning, and then that might make it worse, and you're just going to get further and further behind the ball. Whereas if the night before you spent the 15, 20 minutes over in the corner rolling out your calves, stretching your calves on the slant boards, and that's going to save you. The number one injury, which you'll know, get on there, they'll freak out about it, is shin splints, stress fractures. They'll drop you for that stuff. And it's not only like, I just won't go to medical if you have that. It's like, yeah, you can not go to medical for it, and you can risk a worse injury from it, like jumping off an obstacle and really hurting yourself. I had a guy before he came in here a year ago. He was at OCS and he was in a wheelchair for a month after OCS because he went there with stress fractures, and then he just couldn't focus on anything. You can't focus on bleeding properly if you're just worried about your shins the whole time. You're in the back of the line on runs, falling out. Another aspect of people just not respecting you because you're not putting out for PT when really your shins are just on fire. So make sure you take care of yourself the night before. Roll your calves out, even when they're not sore, because in the morning you might wake up and they're sore and you're like, I should have rolled my calves out last night. So stay healthy. Another hard part of OCS is billets. They're exhausting. It's 2.5 days where you're just constantly under the supervision of the instructors. They're looking at you to do all this stuff, and you can't let up. You can't wake up and be tired in the morning, because if you did good the day before and then the next day you wake up you're exhausted and you really make it shown that you're exhausted, they're going to look at that and be like, this guy has no stamina. He's just a show timer, and they'll hit you on that. So make sure you keep the stamina up. No matter how tired you are, just always be like, hey, wake up, so what? I'm tired. Everyone else is tired too. Just deal with it. Get through it. It's not supposed to be comfortable. You're not going to be comfortable. It's just the way it is. And like I said earlier, with those billets, it's just make sure your guys are on par with everything. Their shoe displays are good before you leave. Their locks are locked before you leave. Their foot locker locks. They're not leaving a weapon behind. If someone's in sick bay or whatever, you're not having their weapon on the rack, because that'll hit you super hard. So just take care of yourself. Take care of your body. If you have aches and pains, don't go to medical for stupid stuff, because then it looks bad. And then also if there is an injury, they x-ray you, you're going home if you're broken, or if anything's broken, or they think you can't complete it. So if you're in week 4 and you have an injury that they think is only going to get worse, like they could say if you have shin splints, like you're not necessarily stress fractures, but if they x-ray you, they're like, oh, I don't think it's going to get any better, they could send you home. So don't go to medical for dumb stuff like that. Try to take care of it on your own. Use biofreeze at nighttime. Roll your legs out, and just take every day as it comes. Don't freak out because your shins are hurting. If it's not completely an end, like you think your shins are broken, you can barely walk, that's a different story, and you're just gonna have to come back and do it again. But don't go to medical. Like I rolled my ankle, the prac app of the endurance pretty bad. I dislocated it, and I didn't want to go to medical. I went to ATC. They told me I had to go to medical. I went to medical. Luckily, the lady there did my shoulder evaluation, and I basically said like, oh yeah, this doesn't hurt. She's like, all right, we're not gonna x-ray it. And I was lucky in that sense, and then I just put a good ankle brace on it, and I was fine for the rest of the POI. So just don't freak out too much if you get injured. And then if you're feeling mentally weak, like week 3 and 4, like people, they're questioning whether they want to be there or not, and then they go to medical because they're feeling thing, like pretty much saying like, take me home. Just don't do that. You'll regret it. Just make sure you make it through the POI and take care of yourself.